Hi guys, it's Greg Boyer from startup101.com. I was watching last night a movie that I've seen many times called Apollo 13, and it got me thinking about what happened on that space mission and the general space program in itself and how that relates to business startups. So I want to talk to you about that today, but before I do, I just got to tell you, I've watched this movie probably 4 times now over the years. Love it. It's where Tom Hanks plays the space commander of Apollo 13, Jim Lovell. And looking back at the mission, it's been deemed as the most successful failure that NASA had ever done. What happened? Well, on the way, being a spoiler alert, to the moon, they had a problem with an oxygen tank. It exploded. Their mission to land on the moon was aborted. And when it actually happened, Jim Lovell reported back to Houston at the Space Center in a very calm and controlled manner. And I'll try my best interpretation of it now. Houston, we have a problem. Now, that's really cool in my mind. Here's a guy sitting in with 2 mates in a space rocket with a problem that is life-threatening. And he is so cool and calm and controlled when reporting the problem. It turned out they ended up losing oxygen. They had another problem come up, which was their carbon dioxide in their space area was getting too high, and they couldn't fix it easily because that had been broken as part of the explosion. And then on top of that, they worked out through their whole team that the problem had occurred that they didn't have enough electricity in the spacecraft to actually get them back to Earth. So all of a sudden it's gone from a mission to land 3 guys on the moon to actually how do they get them back to Earth alive. So yeah, huge problem, and the way they solved it was amazing, because any fear of failure that the astronauts or any of the team involved had was overcome. They turned the fears of the unknown, which is a very common reason why people have a fear of failure, because there are unknowns out there that they don't know how they will handle when they come up. They don't know how to solve it. But these guys had been in a project that dealt with so many unknowns, so many problems, that they had confidence in themselves that any problems that came up, they could solve. So let's then hark back to how that relates to starting a business. Many aspiring business owners have a fear of failure, which holds them back. Now, this fear of failure is very common. At the time, the people think, oh, I must be the only one that has this fear, but no. It's probably the most common thing that holds people back from starting their own business. And they don't basically realise their dreams because of this fear of failure. But the good news is it can be overcome. So what would happen if, for example, in the space program, that a fear of failure stopped them from doing things? Well, history would have shown that there would have been people landing on the moon, and NASA wouldn't have done the incredible things they did. It would have also probably shown on the Apollo 13 mission that if they were stopped by this fear, they probably wouldn't have found solutions to the problems they had that saved their lives. So overcoming the fear of failure is critical. A lot less so per se when starting a business, because the outcomes are a lot less critical. You can't lose your life, hopefully, when you're starting a business. Space programs are a lot different. But the concept is still the same. You need to overcome that fear of failure, go forward and start your business successfully. So what if you didn't overcome that fear of failure? Well, probably what would occur is you'd end up being in the same situation you are now, where you want to start a business, but you just don't get around to doing it. So you end up missing that opportunity to transform your life. Get out there, and starting a business can give you more control of your time, control where you work. There's financial benefits if you're a business owner. All those dreams and desires that you might have right now are unrealised because of this fear of failure. So how do you overcome the fear of failure? Well, when we look at the words fear and failure, the opposite to them are courage is the opposite of fear, and success is the opposite of failure. So you need to get the courage to attack that fear, and the best way to do that is by gaining knowledge of what you've got to do, because a lot of the time that fear comes from the unknown. I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do it in the right steps. Common reasons why I hear from clients why they've got that fear of failure. So if you can get those two items in place, knowledge about what to do and how to do it, and there will always be times, especially when you're starting up in business, where the problems that occur, you still don't know how to solve them. So the third aspect of overcoming that fear is make sure you've got support for those times when you do have the problems that you can't readily solve or know how to solve it. If you can then do those steps, get that going, and then starting to do the business startup in the right way. And the right way is similar to the way the guys did it on the space mission. They didn't just jump into a spacecraft and head off to the moon. They, when the space mission first kicked off, investigated all the issues associated with space flight. They planned the mission down to the nth degree. They then actioned all those plans and all the information they gathered from those first two steps, initially by doing an intense training session through simulators and so on, and even to the point where they were throwing up problems, the astronauts, in the simulator to see how they would react and overcome those problems. The more they did that, the more confidence grew with the astronauts as well as the whole team, all the engineers, all the managers, everyone, that this space mission could occur, and hence they subsequently then launched their space mission a number of times successfully. Same thing with a business. How to do it right is investigate it properly, plan it very well, and then action. Now, if you've got the confidence to do those three steps well, you'll end up having a successful business. So how do you get that information? Well, you've got to get out there and find it. Businesses have been started up for a long time. It's not as complex as a space mission, so there is information out there. I've even done it many, many times. 25 plus years, I've started up many successful businesses, to the point now where I actually want to help people who want to start their business, and I've developed a system called the 3 steps to startup success. Now, note the last word, it's success. It's the opposite of failure. So I want to show people what are the 3 steps to success, not the 3 steps to failure in starting a new business. Now, the good news, if you want some assistance in this process, I've created a free 55-minute webinar that runs through the whole 3 steps to startup success system. And that's available for you. All you have to do is head over to the website, startup101.com, and you'll see the registration tag there on the website. Log in Watch the video, 55 minutes long. I can guarantee it'll be one of the best 55 minutes you've spent in being able to get your business off the ground, and it will help you in overcoming this fear of failure, because in it you'll find out what the things you need to do, the steps and how you're supposed to do it, and if you want, I'm also offering up some free help, free support for you from this webinar in starting your own business. So in summary, if you want to be as cool as a cucumber like Jim Lovell was when he said, "Houston, we have a problem," in starting up your business, overcoming that fear of failure, get over to the website now, watch the webinar, and start your journey on the right track. My name is Greg Boyer from startup101.com. Thanks for watching today, and remember my little adage, don't just dream about your business, get out there and live your business dream. Take it easy, speak to you soon. Bye for now.